Why is she paper? Why is she made of paper?
Because she's a dolly, but she come to life because she called to go to the pretend land.
Hello everyone, I'm Heather. This is my sidekick, Anlin. We are back just briefly for a bit of a breakfast chat. So, I normally do a lunch break book chat, but it's half term, meaning the kid is off school. So I've taken off work because she bugs the crap out of me when she's off school and I'm trying to work. But also, it's a lockdown. Wales is in like a full lockdown with all the shops shut and like you're not supposed to really go out except for like essential shopping and exercise. And it's raining. It's been raining for the past 4 days. So we're just inside having breakfast all day. Like, it's breakfast, but it's 10:30. And we're watching cartoons. So, I thought instead of it... Oh. Emma says she wants me to tell you that she has a wiggly tooth. Very immense. Very big news in the family household today.
I'm gonna do our books and our nails.
Oh, yes. Also, we've done our nails. They're Halloween nails with Halloween stickers on. Very, very intense. We've been inside for a very long time.
The books?
Okay, well now I'm going to get to the books. I'm going to do loads of other stuff. Okay, so I normally do a lunch break book chat, but for today, we're doing a brunch chat, if you will. Just to like wrap up October and Victober and everything. So that I can transition smoothly into November with like non-fic November and Indigenous-on and everything like that. On the docket for today, things we read recently and haven't yet talked about, things we're currently reading, things sort of coming up, like books I got for my birthday or sort of recently, and ones I've seen and purchased that are sort of going to be next, hopefully.
I'm doing Halloween stuff. This is a dark one, Halloween.
I'm teaching the baby to be a flasher.
Because I'm a witch. Witches do this. And you're a witch.
Oh.
And Daddy's a burrito.
That's true. We ordered witch costumes for ourselves. And a burrito costume for Daddy. Are we going to make him wear it?
No,
He didn't seem keen. Are we going to make him? Are we going to make it like a forced condition of hanging out with us?
I'm trying to not bite his costume. Because I love burritos. I hate burritos with
And the baby
salad
picked it. That was a good burn. Sick burn. Okay, so the first one I'm going to talk about is the last one from Victober that I haven't talked about yet. So I did a video of walking through the cemetery. And I think in that like week and a bit that I did that walking vlog, I managed to update you on most of the ones that I did for Victober, but there was only one left, and it was The Penguin Book of Ghost Stories from Elizabeth Gaskell to Ambrose Bierce. And generally the idea of this I really liked. You know, I like, sort of things that you wouldn't normally read of an author's, you know, like Elizabeth Gaskell, you're only going to read her like main novels generally in life if you read anything. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to go through and find all her sort of little bits. And I like that it sort of provides me with like one collection of random little bits that are probably really good by authors that you know have done other things, but that you wouldn't sort of go seeking yourself. But in the end, it sort of crashed and burned for me a little bit. I wasn't really into it, and I don't know if that's just my personality or what happened. But I found that they were sort of hard to get through, and also that quite a lot of them were sort of the same. Like I think if you think like Victorian ghost stories like are quite similar, like there's a theme in them, isn't it? It's like it's always one survivor, you know, he's not telling a story that happened to someone else who could have potentially died, you know, it's happening to that person and they're telling someone else in the story, so you know that they ended up okay, you know, and fine. And there's always like the sort of same elements happening in it, like it's the house and it's a big house and it's a creepy house. Like after a while it just started to be the same stuff over and over again. Like there were ones in here that I did really like there was a freaking terrifying one, this one, It's by Edward Bulwer Lytton, called The Haunted and the Haunters, or The House in the Brain. Holy shit, that was actually terrifying. This guy, like, goes into a haunted house to sort of see for himself that it's haunted, you know. Everyone's like, oh, it's haunted. He's like, oh, I want to see it with my own eyes. I don't believe it. And he took in his servant, you know, who's, like, made of steel. He's like, ghosts, that's nothing. I've eaten ghosts for breakfast, you know, and holy shit, that was really scary. There were a couple other good ones, too, that sort of stood out. There were also some in here that weren't actually Victorian, so one's in America and one's sort of in the early 1900s. But I'd say the amount of them that I liked in ratio to the ones I didn't wasn't particularly good. So I finished it because I hate to DNF things, and also, you know, I was getting on for Victober. Like, I wanted to finish it, but I wouldn't say it was, like, worth anything, really. Another one I finished that I haven't talked about yet is The Vanishing Half by Bennett, and I feel like a lot of booktubers read this book, but please don't judge me. That's how I roll. Like, as soon as 84,000 of you have read it, I'm like, I will now read that book. But basically, this was fantastic. So anyone on the planet or in booktube who hasn't read it yet, you should definitely get to it. The general idea is it's these twins in Louisiana in, like, the 50s and 60s, sort of, first of all. Like, it spans a couple decades. But their kids are twins. They're black twins, but they're really light-skinned. So they are sort of in poverty. They're forced to quit school. They're in this tiny town in Louisiana. And they run away together to New Orleans. And one of the sisters disappears, runs away, and starts passing as white. She just sort of changes her complete identity and then marries a white guy and has a white kid, and cannot tell the truth about her family to any of them, because then they'll know that she's not actually white. She's just really light-skinned black. And this was really good. I really liked this. Like, sort of catching up with them, like, waiting for them all, like, over decades to find out about each other and meet each other, and, like, various, like, things that go into the identities of the ones that are there, and them sort of watching them grapple with their own identities and their own lives and everything. It was fantastic. You've got cereal. I mean, you've got cereal in your hair.
Oh.
How did you get Cocoa Pops in your hair?
I don't know.
Okay, so the one that I moved on for now, which I guess I only have a couple days to finish, or what today? Today is the day before the end of the month, so I have 2 days basically to finish this before I start the non-fic November and everything like that. I might as well read as much of it as I can and then just sit on it until after the month, or until I'm done with the other ones. But this one is called Rodham by Curtis Settenfeld, and I'm really excited about it. I'm not very far into it, mind. I'm only a couple pages in, but I'm really liking it so far. The idea is it's sort of a hypothetical world where Hillary Clinton never met Bill Clinton, so she just remained Hillary Rodham. And I don't know what it's going to be about. Is it going to sort of, like, you know, broach the premise that without him she soared? Do you know what I mean? Or is it going to be that she wasn't able to get as high or whatever? Like, I'm really excited about that. Okay, so Munchkin Munch for recently. So we recently finished this amazing pick from the baby. This one she picked out in the store. Scooby Doo Team Up. Okay, this is not really a book. This is a comic book. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's actually several comic books all in one.
No, it's not a comic book. It's not. It's not.
But basically, the idea is the Scooby Doo team, the mystery team up with various other groups. Like, yeah, this one is what, Teen Titans, you know, and also like Wonder Woman,
and also
Batman,
the naughty guy that has 3 eyes. I think 4 eyes.
Some sort of mythical creature or whatever. Like, it always ends up being they need to pull the mask off, you know, even though some of them are superheroes and have real powers. The villain always needs his mask pulled off. He's never actually a real villain.
And also the naughty bats.
Oh yeah, well there were naughty bats. But anyway, that was delightful. I am not gonna lie to you.
And like, cartoons, guys.
Yeah.
Cartoons.
This is quite a good romp. So, you know, if you're interested in something weird, or you've got like a feral child to entertain. But also, the one that we've moved on to now which I'm really liking. Do you like this one? Are you liking it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay, The Witches of Brooklyn by Sophie Escabasse. I don't know how you say that. But this is a graphic novel. Like a proper one. Like a good, like, you know, middle grade sort of graphic novel type. And the idea with this one is this girl, her mother dies, I guess? I don't know really what happens to the mother, but something happens to the mother in the middle of the night. And she's forced to go stay with her aunties that she doesn't really know anything about. She's never really met them before. Turns out they're witches in Brooklyn. So we'll find out how good that is. And it matches our Halloween theme. With our nails and everything.
Mommy, you got 2 heads.
2 heads. Okay, so those are ones that we're reading at the minute. Now, sort of ones that I've collected sort of recently that I'm hoping can be on the docket soon, you know? Even though Non-Fic November and Digitathon, like my reads are sort of, you know, laid out for the next month. I'm hoping that I can get to them soon. The first one I got for my birthday, my husband got me this one. It's called The Tyranny of Merit, What's Become of the Common Good by Michael J. Sandel.
Harry Potter.
So I don't know a whole lot about this one because I got it for my birthday, but from what my husband was saying, it does sound really interesting. It's sort of how sort of meritocracy, you sort of think in your mind that's quite a fair system. You know, it's not, you don't get ahead based on, you know, how you were born or what money you have. You get ahead based on, you know, how hard you can work and, you know, how much sort of cleverness and effort you put into things. I think it's quite a fair system, but in the end, it depends a lot on education and the sort of system for getting and keeping an education, or the system for getting an education isn't actually the most fair. You know, it's quite expensive, especially in America. You need to be in a position where you don't have to work really hard in order to get the money that you need. You need to be in a position where you can feed yourself and house yourself while doing other unpaid things, basically. And it creates a situation that leads toward populism. The consequences a brew of anger and frustration that has fueled populist protests and extreme polarization, and led to deep distress of both government and our fellow citizens, leaving us morally unprepared to face the profound challenges of our time. So that sounds really interesting. Hopefully, maybe I can stick that in for Non-Fic November, like stick it in somewhere. Another one I got from my mother in a package that she sent with a super fuzzy jumper is this baby. Would everyone please look at this amazing thing? Like, this is not a book you read, but I'm going to say about it anyway because I'm super excited to make this a place in my life. It's a sticker book, yo. It's called The Antiquarian Sticker Book. And it's just full of stickers. Are you seeing this shit? Look at how amazing this is. They're just stickers. What? Okay, so the baby's still in that for now. I think this is one of the things that my mother randomly found in Costco. Costco being a treasure trove of weird stuff. I think she's probably just going through there looking for tomatoes or whatever and found this awesome book and thought, we definitely need to send that to her for her birthday.
I'm looking for Halloween stuff.
Whoa, look at that one. Whoa, I gotta show this one. Look at this one. These stickers here, like each of these things, like I know you can't really see it, but they're each stickers. You can pull them out and put them on things. Look how amazing that one is. Okay, so the next two are audiobooks. One of them is a pre-order because it's not released yet. Okay, so the first one is Greenlights by Matthew McConaughey. I don't want to hear anyone's judgment about this, but I feel like it's going to be amazing. It's apparently not a memoir or anything like that by Matthew McConaughey. It's apparently a book of living, like a book of how to live your life. And I feel like if anyone has ever seen Matthew McConaughey in like an interview on TV or whatever talking about a movie, he just sounds the type a bit like Dog the Bounty Hunter. So like my husband and I love Dog the Bounty Hunter because it's always giving off these like weird bits of wisdom, you know? And you sort of think, that guy's crazy. Do you know what I mean? But then you start thinking about it and you're like, nah. You know, that's deep. That's some deep ass wisdom. You know, I'm gonna take that on board. So, is Matthew McConaughey a crazy person? Or is he just incredibly wise. And I think, to be honest, it's the second. So I'm going to read his book, or I'm going to listen to his audiobook, Greenlights, about how to live your life. And it is going to be awesome. The next one is released on Election Day, which is sort of grim. But I'm excited for it because it's called Clanlands, and it's by Sam something and Graham McTavish. What's that guy's name who plays James Fraser in Outlander? Is it Heughan or Heughan? Sam Heughan, something like that. Anyway, it's him and Graham McTavish, the guy who plays his uncle, like the war chief of Clay Mackenzie or whatever. Those two, they're both actually Scottish, so, you know, unlike loads of shows where they're just Americans pretending to be Scottish, they're legitimately Scottish. And they go round Scotland and apparently, like, give loads of information about Scotland, or, like, it's called Clanlands, so I guess it's about certain lands in Scotland or whatever, like in the Highlands or whatever. Like, I don't even need to know what it's about, okay, to be completely honest with you, because it's an audiobook by those two guys. I just basically will listen to that. I don't even care if it's like about, you know, a tour of the toilets of Scotland. I'm just 100% in. Okay, and that is the end of the update and the end of the brunch book chat. Do you have anything else to add? If you have any comments about anything we've said, any books that we've read or thinking of reading, or sort of if you like them or don't like them or whatever, have any thoughts, please let us know. We're definitely down for that. And we'll see you next time for a bit of Non-Fic November / Indigathon. Bye!